Welcome to the hydraulics class. So today we'll start the fourth unit, hydraulic machines. The exam point of view, this important chapter. So introduction, the hydraulic machines are used to convert the hydraulic energy into mechanical energy and vice versa, or called as hydraulic machines. Hydraulic energy is basically the energy processed by water. Hydraulic machines are mainly classified into the two groups, turbines and pumps. Turbines, which converts the hydraulic energy into mechanical energy, and pumps are the hydraulic machines which converts the mechanical energy into hydraulic energy. So we have the hydraulic turbines and in its classification. Turbines are basically according to the different category which having the certain base for the classification, and it is as follows. The first one, that is according to the type of energy supplied at the inlet, impulse turbine and reaction turbine. If the energy is completely kinetic energy, then it is called as the impulse turbine, and it is sum of pressure energy and kinetic energy. These are called as the reaction turbines. And according to the direction of flow through the runner, that is, it may be the tangential flow turbine, radial turbine, axial flow turbine, mixed flow turbine, that is. The water is tangentially entering to the bucket, then it is called as the tangential flow. Then the water is entering to the turbine in radial flow, or perpendicular to the shaft, then it or radial to the shaft, then it is called a radial turbine, and it is axial flow, that is then perpendicular to the turbine shaft, that is called as the axial flow, that is. So according to the head at the inlet of the turbine, that is a low head turbine, medium head turbine and high head turbine, that is. That according to the speed of the turbine, they are classified as a low speed turbine and medium speed turbine and high speed turbine, that is. Today we can have, that is, Pelton wheel, that is. Pelton wheel is comes under the category of tangential flow impulse turbine. This impulse turbine is invented by the Lester A. Pelton in 1829 to 1908, and that's why this type is known as Pelton wheel. The working principle, the water from the reservoir flows through the penstock towards the jet, and the high speed jet then impinges on bucket shaped vanes, and that transfer the energy to the turbine shaft. The turbine shaft is attached to the generator, which mechanical energy gets converted into the electrical energy. Here the main parts of the Pelton wheel, that is a nozzle through which the jet will be coming out, then jet of water is coming, then runner, then at the outside periphery the buckets will be fixed. These are called as the vanes or buckets, and this complete the runner is closed by the casing. Then construction Pelton wheel is mainly having nozzle, runner and buckets, casing, and ending with the braking jet. The starting with the nozzle is important part of the turbine. The amount of water striking to the bucket to the runner bucket to the runner is controlled by providing the sphere in the nozzle. Basically, the nozzle is a part which regulates the amount of water striking the bucket. Continue with this, there is a runner which consists of circular disc on the periphery of which the number of buckets are evenly spaced or fixed. Then shape of the bucket is hemispherical cup, and there is a splitter is used to divide each bucket into the two symmetrical parts. The buckets of the Pelton wheel are designed so as to split the flow in half and turn the flow nearly 180 degree around which the respect of the frame, the reference moving with the buckets. After this, basically the runner is converted runner is covered by the casing to prevent the splashing of water, and the discharge the water to the tail race, and it is generally made up of cast iron. Then second type, that is a Francis turbine, that is. This type, this is a typical radial inward flow reaction turbine. Inward flow reaction turbine having the radial discharge at the outlet, and it is invented by the American engineer, the name that is J.B. Francis, and so the name is given as a Francis turbine. Then working principle, as the Francis turbine comes under the category of the reaction turbine. So the reaction turbine means the possess the both kinetic energy as well as pressure energy. As the water flows from the flow over the rotor through guide blades. Apart, the pressure energy gets changed into kinetic energy, so water at the outlet of the turbine is below the atmospheric pressure. And here is the sketch given, that is a runner, and you are having that is the guide blades, and we are having the casings there. So the casings will be having the spherical or spiral casing, you can say that is the cross section area is goes on increases toward the exit there. So here the water will be flowing through the stationary guide vanes and through the runner, and that pressure energy gets converted to the kinetic energy, and that energy will be supplied to the shaft and to generate the electricity. So in the Francis turbine, the casing is a spiral in which the cross-section area gradually increases, and the casing and the runner is always full of water. The purpose of keep the spiral safe, that is, the entering casing should be have constant velocity throughout the circumference of the rotor. And the stationary guide vanes are fixed on the guide mechanism, and it allows the water to strike the vane which are fixed on the runner. To continue with this, as mentioned earlier, there is a circular wheel on which the series of curved vanes are mounted called runner, and these curved vanes are attached to such that the water should strike without shock to avoid the vibration. At the end, there is one component named as a drop tube, which having gradually increasing area for discharge the water from the exit of the turbine to the tail race. Then third turbine, that is the Kaplan turbine, that is. This type of turbine is reaction turbine, means if the water flow axially, it is an axial flow reaction turbine. Axially on the shaft, and there is a flow is parallel to the axis, then it is known as axial flow reaction turbine, and it is invented by German professor named as Victor Kaplan, and so it's called as Kaplan turbine. That is working principle, as a Kaplan turbine comes under the category of reaction turbine. So the reaction turbine means it is possesses the both kinetic energy as well as pressure energy at the inlet. As the water flows through runner through the guide blades, and a part of the pressure energy get changed into the kinetic energy, and so the water at the outlet of the turbine is below the atmospheric pressure. So here you can have, that is the sketch of the Kaplan turbine. You are having the spiral casing, and this is the shaft, and water is flowing through the parallel to the axis of the shaft, and this is called as the drop tube. That is. This is called as the drop tube. And construction as the axial flow turbine of the, so that the shaft this turbine is vertical. The lower end of the shaft is quite larger compared to the upper end, and is known as a hub, that is. So the vanes are attached to this hub and is act as a runner. The water initially enters from the penstock, and then it flows through the inlet guide vanes and surrounded by casing, and achieves the tangential velocity moves motion before it reaches to the runner and discharges through the runner goes to the drop tube. we'll see that the difference between the impulse turbine, as exam point of view, is important. Impulse turbine, the entire energy is converted into the kinetic energy. In reaction turbine, the energy of water is not converted from one form to the other. So it will be having the sum of pressure energy and kinetic energy at the entrance. Then water impinges on the buckets with kinetic energy, and the water guides over the moving blades with pressure energy. And the pressure of the flowing water remains unchanged and is equal to the atmospheric or above the atmospheric pressure. And the pressure of flowing water is reduced after guiding over the veins and is below the atmospheric pressure. And it is possible to regulate the flow without loss in the impulse turbine, and it is not possible to regulate the flow without loss. Nozzles are used in impulse turbine and nozzles are not used in the reaction turbine. Drop tube is not used in impulse turbine, and drop tube is used in reaction turbine, that is water admitted over the part of the circumference, but water admitted over the whole circumference of the wheel. Now these are the 5 important parameters terms you have to understand, that is what is a penstock, anchor block, surge tank and drop tube. So the penstock is the pipe, a large diameter pipe which carry the water under a pressure from the reservoir to the power station, and these pipes are usually made up of steel or reinforced concrete and are equipped with the gate system. Then anchor block are the heavy concrete blocks used to encase the penstock at the different intervals to hold them securely to the ground against the dynamic force, that is. So surge tank, in order to avoid the water hammering by sudden closing of the close of the wall, and the opening tank is provided on the penstock near the turbine known as surge tank. By this, the water enters in the surge tank when the valve is closed. Whenever the discharge pressure is less, the water flows from the surge tank to the penstock. Drop tube. Drop tube is a pipe gradually increasing area and is used for discharging the water from the exit of the reaction turbines to the tail race. One end is connected to the outlet of the turbine, and while other end is submerged below the level of water in the tail race. The functions of the drop tube. The functions of the drop tube, it enables the turbine to be placed above the tail race so the turbine may be inspected properly, and to convert the kinetic energy of the water exhausted by the runner to the pressure energy in the tube. Then types of the drop tubes: the conical drop tube and elbow drop tube. The conical tube is having the gradually increasing area. It may be the two types, that is it is straight or it will be spreaded at the bottom, that is as shown in the figure, that is elbow drop tube. These are right angle bend, and area will be whatever gradually increases. It may be circular or it may be rectangular, so you can increase the pressure at the outlet, that is. Then the next part will have, that is the pumps, and what are the classification of the pumps and working of the pumps we'll see in the next class.